my name is Nikki, aka the Dragon Queen, and today I'm here with my wrap-up for the Read the Book-a-thon. Now, it's not technically the end of the day, but I'm going to record it now so I can get it up today. I'm still reading a book. I'm still reading Splintered. I'm 55 pages in right now. I don't anticipate being able to finish this today because I have my adoption class from 6 to 9. So even if I read for 4 hours straight, I don't think I'll be able to finish this. So with that being said, here's what I did finish. The first book I finished, which was a buddy read with Zether Books, is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I will link down below to her 1.2 TBR where she will be continuing this read this week because she wasn't able to finish it during the readathon. This book I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. It was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. I loved the character. I loved the interluding between the original Disney version and the Lewis Carroll version and this book. Little things like why the roses were red, and in the movie why she had to paint them red, and why the rabbit was always late, and why the queen was who she was. Now, obviously no spoilers, but it was very intriguing to see that, and also to see why she has such a distaste for particular characters and why she's as cold-hearted as she is. I really enjoyed it. It was a very sad story. The only thing I had against it was, no spoilers again, there was a particular part near the end where it opened up for another book. It could have easily been a duology if they went one way versus the other way, but instead they decided to go the route they chose, and it just kind of felt lackluster at that point. I completely understand why they did it, but I would have really enjoyed them to take the other road and elaborate into this world that's unknown to me. With that being said, it was still a 5 out of 5 stars for me. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite reads. It was the first book I read this year, and it is my favorite book thus far of this year. I haven't read that many, but still. And this will be a favorite book of all time, along with the Lunar Chronicle series. Would recommend. The next book I read was A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. Now this book, I went into it without knowing much about it, other than it was a retelling, and that Jafar gets the lamp. Now that's in the back, so you already know that. Going into this book, I thought that was a very intriguing concept. I love it when there's a twist. Like with the Queen, or with the Heartless, there was a twist. You got to see it from the bad guy's perspective. I love books like that. That's why I really enjoyed Fairest in the Lunar Chronicle series. Now with that being said, literally the first 100-ish pages was the Disney movie Aladdin. All the way up to the part where Aladdin goes into the Cave of Wonders and he's coming out and he needs help and he says, "Help me up," and Jafar, shown as the old man, goes, "Give me the lamp first." It's all the same up to that point. I was very disappointed with that. Now, when I think of a retelling, I think of a book that changes most of the story. Now, there could be little teeny bits that are changed, but I want to see it imagined a different way. If I wanted to see it the same exact way as the movie, then I'll watch the movie. Now, once that changed, it did get more interesting, which is why I didn't DNF it, but I'm not particularly fond of the writing. Liz Braswell was very adamant to point out that Jafar was evil. Now, we know Jafar's evil. He's Jafar. everybody's seen the Disney movie. Everybody knows who Jafar and Aladdin are. So to particularly state that Jafar is evil is a disservice to your reader. To remind them over and over and over again that they're evil is a disservice. To tell us something that the character wouldn't know is, it took away from the story, in my opinion. So an example of that was, in one scene, Aladdin was under the castle. And in that scene, he's walking and he sees a door and it has orange runes on it, or runes that are glowing orange. In the book it says they were glowing evilly orange. First off, how does it orange evilly, or it was like evil orange glow or something like that. How does orange look evil? And then he said, or he thought, clearly this is Jafar's secret study. Now, if a study is so secret and nobody goes down there, ever, how does he know? You know, like, these are the things that irked me about the book. There were some things that the author would tell you, and I know that's a very hard concept to break. It's very difficult, and I completely understand. I am horrible with telling and not showing, but it made me feel like I couldn't be trusted to make my own decision on who was friend and who was foe, and who was, what things were, and it was kind of annoying that particular people had certain aspects or new knowledge that they wouldn't actually have. So I ended up giving this one 3 out of 5 stars. I do anticipate maybe buying the ebook versions of the other 2. I don't think I'll buy paperback versions of them, to at least try it out to see if it follows the same trope or if it gets an improvement. If the second one is Sleeping Beauty and the third one is Beauty and the Beast, if those ones follow the same path where it's literally word for word at the beginning, I probably will DNF them or not read them, but I haven't decided yet. So I gave this one, as I said, 3 out of 5 stars. Wouldn't really recommend unless you are more interested in the plot than the characters. The plot was interesting. I liked the way that was handled. I like the way they showed Jafar becoming the Sultan, and I liked the fact that I like certain aspects of it. I didn't like the insta-love, but that was also in the movie, so I can't really fault the author for that. But it was kind of annoying that within, and now going back knowing that I've seen this in the movie, it was probably the same way. It was kind of annoying that they meet once and then all of a sudden I'm in love with her, and it's like, it's kind of like the saying from Frozen, you barely know him, how can you marry him, kind of thing. It's like, you don't know him, how can you be in love with her? So maybe it's just my old age, or my age showing, that I'm not a 12-year-old anymore watching Disney, and I'm an adult now. I don't know, but yeah. Moving on. The next book I finished was Curtsies and Conspiracies by Gail Carriger. This book was phenomenal. It was a 5 out of 5 stars. This is book 2 of the Finishing School series. I now own 3 and 4 as well. Now, this book was fantastic, like I said. It follows, I am horrible with names. Sofrina, I think is how you say it. It follows Sofrina as she is a student of the Finishing School. Now, what this school is, and you learn this in, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but it's an assassination school and espionage school. You learn how to be a woman of qualité, as they say in the book, and you learn how to do things that normal ladies wouldn't necessarily know how to do, such as spying, espionage, poison, assassin, etc. Now, in this book, it follows the same characters as book 1, and I really did enjoy that. I enjoy the main character. I enjoy her her expanding her growth and showing you what she's learned and proving that despite her starting late, that she is just as good, if not better, than the other girls in the school without letting it get to her head. There are quite a few things in here that I enjoyed. I enjoy the male characters. I enjoy the not so romancy romances. I enjoy the friends, and everything has a place. And some of the things you don't expect. One thing that I didn't expect how this ended, and I'm very curious to see where the series is going to go now that her main nemesis, so to speak, is no longer there. But I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend the series. It's a fantastic read. If you want proper ladies in petticoats with assassination skills, then this is the series for you. Now, the next book I read was a graphic novel, and I finished this last night, and that is Hollow City, Book 2 of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Now, the art is by Cassandra Jean. This graphic novel is identical to the book. It literally is identical. The differences are it's in the graphic novel format, so there's no explaining the world around them. I really like the concept of this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm obsessed with the series, so I love Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, all 3 books, and this is very good for like a little reminder of what the book is about, because I have a horrible memory. So for me, I don't remember all the books necessarily. I remember little aspects. So if he was coming out with more books, I could then read the graphic novel of book 1 and 2 and be like, oh, okay, now I can read 3 or whatever. So I do really enjoy this. It's very nice to jump back into the peculiar world, get back into the eyes of the characters, and remember things I didn't remember necessarily from when I read the book last year or the year before that. I do recommend this. However, if you prefer more in depth, I do recommend you read the novels. These are great reminders, but they are identical. So I preferred the novels over the graphic novel personally, but that might just be me. If you just want to really quickly get to know what's going on, the graphic novels are a fantastic read. Now, the last thing I am reading currently, and I have not finished, as I said, is Splintered by A.G. Howard. This is book 1 in the Welcome to the Real Wonderland series. I'm only 55 pages in, like I've already mentioned, and so far I am really enjoying it. It starts off with the character Alyssa. What I've noticed so far is all the female characters on her side start with A.L., so all the way back to Alice from the original Lewis Carroll novel. Her mother, Allison, is currently in an insane asylum due to the voices. And it starts with Alyssa explaining that the only way she can get the voices to stop from the bugs and the birds and the flowers is to pin them into artwork. So she creates beautiful pieces of art using bugs and spiders and stuff like that. Now, I didn't get that far in. We just met her mother, and she and her mother just had their first real talk. So now she's going down a road that will lead hopefully to Wonderland. I'm very curious to see where this goes and to see if she's able to break the curse of hearing the whispers and to see if she's really schizophrenic or if it's something else. So I'm very intrigued by that nature. I am excited about this one. I have heard from other people that book 2 and 3 are disappointing, but my friend Shannon says that she loves the entire series, so I do plan, if I like this one, to pick up book 2 and 3 and read those as well. The only book I didn't get to, I didn't finish this one, and I didn't get to the Star Trek book 2, Silent Weapons, I believe is what it's called. I didn't read at all this weekend, which is normally where I would have done most of my reading because of headache. because of having a headache and depression. So I think I did really well for not having my two biggest available reading days be used for reading at all. I did successfully finish all 6 categories because, like I said, these 3 books meet 2 categories each. So I did successfully hit all 6 categories for the Read the Bookathon. I did upload a picture every single day except for yesterday. There was a little bit of a confusion for me regarding the Instagram post because it provides 6 days, but the 4th through the 10th is 7 days. So I was just a little confused on that. Like, I don't know. But if I posted the first one on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, that's 7. But I don't know. I think I might have was supposed to post on the 5th. But if you start in the 4th, that's where my logic was going. So I don't know. I might have been wrong. But I will post this up and my picture of my wrap-up on Instagram. The social media information for my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter are all down below. If you would like to follow me there, please do so. We'll follow back on Twitter and Instagram. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you love this video, please subscribe. I am very close to 100 subscribers, so I'm very excited about that. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye, guys.